we're back. Got a bit of a story. These Dewalt 150 foot. Well, this is the paperwork from the one that replaced. This broke on me. This thing broke. And they warranty. It's got a lifetime warranty on it, right? I'm gonna show you. It's crazy. Like, I had one of these, it broke. They sent me this one. I used it a few times. It broke. The exact same thing breaks every time. Well, the one they sent to replace this, it's probably sitting in the cabinet right there. Hasn't broke. I don't use it very often, but I was chatting with someone over the summer about how ridiculous it was that, like, and I'll show you what broke here. This is nice. I got a 3-to-1 gear ratio. Or a little note in there for me, but this is what broke. That gear, see how it snapped? So, like, in my mind, because I'm naive, right? I figured I could just call DeWalt and they could just send me one of those, and I would just stick it in there and move on with my life, right? Let's see if I can find the new one. Here it is. This is what they sent me. This is the replacement. And it was like, dude, the gear's stripped out. Like, oh, no problem, sir. We've redesigned it. No more 3-to-1 gear ratio. Blah, blah. Haven't broke yet. Whatever. Seems pretty nice. So I was talking with my with somebody. Leave the anonymous to remain anonymous. I was just like, it just blew my mind that, like, I just figured, like, they should just have a bucket of these things sitting someplace. They just throw them in an envelope and send you one. Shit, send me two. And I was like, man, if I could just print one. And the person I was talking to had a printer, and they were like, well, let's go on Thingiverse, this website Thingiverse. Oh, spoiler. Because I tried to describe it. I was like, well, it's the size of like a 1/2-inch socket, then a hunk of gear. And he was like, well, let's just see if someone's already designed it. And it was. And then I was like, well, dude, when you go back, like, print me off like a bag of them. So he sent me 4. I mean, whatever. So let's see what happens. I don't know what kind of material he used. This is green. Green. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Looking good so far, kids. I like it. I like it. Let's see if we can get these screws back in here. It's just like, it's such a simple thing. It's like, I mean, I don't run DeWalt. I'm not in charge of DeWalt. But, like, you don't have to have a master's degree to figure out how to get in here. I mean, honestly, what it looks like it was designed to do is to have you break it and then just get your ratchet out and just stick a ratchet in there. Yep, that's fixed. For now, and then if it breaks, I'll just throw another one in. I think what broke this was, like, I had these dudes trying to do a job in my presence. I hadn't hired them; they weren't working for me. And basically, they were putting a basement in, and they didn't have a chalk line. I was like, dude, you need to put a chalk line around the perimeter. So I let them borrow this thing. Well, it was wet, or there had been dew. And I think what happened was, I think this string got wet. I think it gummed up, and I think the guy just powered through it. They were like, oh, your chalk line broke, and then they left. They never replaced it, never said sorry, and they broke my chalk line. And at that point, I'm pretty sure I had used this thing a grand total of, like, well, we'll say a dozen times, but that's overestimated by about half a dozen. I don't think there's any, I think I took most of the chalk out of it. I mean, it's mainly dirty from, like, transferring the chalk out of it. So, how about that? Thingiverse. I'm pretty sure that's where he got it off of, was Thingiverse. Like, why wouldn't they? Let's see, is this an upgraded version? Oh, so it's not hollow there. I mean, that's pretty solidly the exact same thing. I mean, I just don't know about the durability, but that thing's garbage and breaks easy, so. At the rate, because I don't use this size chalk line. Like, this kind of chalk line, in my opinion, is good for, like, I don't know, concrete work, road work. Like, I don't know what you do with it, but, like, there you go. Okay, we got a clip that snaps on the end there. So, just gotta make a little note. Christ, I probably still have the other one that I broke around here. I probably fix that one. Jeez. Oh, God, stay safe.